The 5 steps to answering startup investor questions. You're having a great investor meeting. Everything is going your way. Then the investor asks you a question, and you start telling a story instead of directly answering the investor's question. And there goes your investment. There's an art to successfully answering investor questions. And that's what today's video is all about. In today's video, I'll share with you my 5-step process for successfully answering investor questions. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early-stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. The first step in the process of successfully answering investor questions is this. Number 1, prepare, prepare, prepare. Successfully answering investor questions is all about thinking on your feet. And the secret to thinking on your feet is preparation. From my experience, you can predict a lot of the questions you're going to get from investors. I used a couple of different techniques to figure out what investors might ask me. The first was this: rehearse and record your pitch. I love recording my pitch. As painful as it might be to see and hear yourself, you'll see where your pitch and pitch deck is strong and where it's weak. You'll also see where investors are likely to ask you questions. I like using the why technique to start developing a list of potential questions I might get asked. The why technique is simply listening to yourself go through a segment of the pitch and you ask why about everything that you hear. The idea is to look for areas of your pitch where there's an opening to ask a follow-up question. For example, why does this go-to-market strategy work? Or why does this technology work? You get the idea. Then, develop your answers to these questions. The second technique is pitch someone and have them ask you questions. You need to practice to get your pitch right. So why not practice in front of an audience too? I'll practice in front of my wife and let her ask me questions. I'll practice in front of my co-founders and let them ask me questions. Now, I have a longer list of potential questions to master. Then, as you start meeting with investors, you'll see the type of questions that investors are asking you. Obviously, you'll want to practice your answers to these questions as well. Next, we get to step 2 in the process. Number 2, get ahead of the story if you need to. Getting ahead of the story is critical if something negative has changed about your business in the time you've been meeting with investors. For example, let's say your revenue has dropped below plan from the first time you met with the investor, and now you're meeting with the whole partnership. The basic rule is you never want to surprise investors with bad news. And the way you keep from surprising investors is by letting them know one-on-one about any major problem before you pitch them. That's getting ahead of the story. Tell them directly what the problem is and how you intend to solve the problem. Now, you've built trust with the investor that you're not going to hide from problems. This turns the negative issue into a positive issue. Now you're ready to pitch investors and answer the investor questions. This moves us to step number 3 on our list. Number 3, immediately answer the question if you know the answer. Now we're into the nitty-gritty. Let me tell you the wrong way and the right way to answer questions. Let's start with the wrong way to answer questions. You get a question about what your next year's revenue plan is. You start with a story about your revenue. You go on and on and on for about 30 seconds or so without answering the question. That's a killer. All the investor wants is a direct answer to the question, not a story. And that's how you lose an investment, even if you eventually correctly answer the question. The investor is left wondering if they really want to work with you because you're making it too difficult. The right way to answer an investor question is to quickly and directly answer the question. So, if an investor asks you what next year's revenue plan is, you say something like, next year our plan is to do $4 million. You can always add to the answer if you want the next 2 or 3 years of revenue too. That's fine. Remember, attention spans are short, so just answer the question. Even if it's a negative answer, just answer the question because you're building trust. Then anticipate the next question, which is, why is revenue down? And explain why revenue is down quickly and directly. I hope you get the idea. Now let's move on to number 4 on our list. Number 4, if you don't know the answer, say you don't know the answer. Yes, you want to answer as many questions as you can when you're in front of an investor. It's a great way to build momentum. However, never, ever lie or mislead an investor when you are asked a question that you don't know. You will lose credibility with the investor, and a lack of credibility means a lack of trust, and investors never invest in someone they don't trust. Instead, just answer like I did and say, I don't know the answer. However, I will get back to you later today with the answer, and then get back to the investor later today. Now we're on to the final thing you need to do. Number 5 on our list. Did I answer your question? I love this technique because it's a simple way to make sure the investor is getting what they wanted. I would always ask this question to an investor. 9 times out of 10 I heard, thank you. Yes, you did answer my question. However, the 10th time I heard something like this. No, I really wanted to know about this. And then I answered that question, and I would ask again if I answered the question. The great thing about this is you're showing that you're not trying to evade the question. Credibility and trust keeps building with this technique, and you've moved closer to securing an investment. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. Here's a summary of what we've learned today. First, prepare, prepare, prepare. The more you prepare and practice answering investor questions, the better you will get answering investor questions. Second, get ahead of the story if you need to. Tell investors that something significant changed in your company before they ask you about the change. Number 3, immediately answer the question if you know the answer. Don't tell a story. Do just quickly and succinctly answer the flipping question. Number 4, if you don't know the answer, say you don't know the answer. Then immediately get back to the investor after the meeting with the answer to the question. And number 5, ask the investor, did I answer your question? This is a great way to continue building credibility and trust with the investor. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the video at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.